Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Can you tell us about Canada possibly taking the lead in the use of hydrogen underground?
Yeah, South Africa has always been the leader in underground mining for many years anyway, and one would have assumed that we would have got our hydrogen going here far quicker, particularly because we've got the platinum and we've been working on this since 2007, but you've got the scientists working on it and the legislators not. So you've got to have legislation if you're going to take that down underground, and it's not there. I mean, this is just pieces of paper which hold everything up ridiculously and distort the economy and don't let you go ahead with important things, because people should not be breathing foul air under there. We have all these diseases, TB and everything else. What are you allowing that for? Especially when you've got platinum. But anyway, these people are so slow, it's ridiculous. Thank goodness Anglo American is doing it on surface, so they're going open pit first. They're going to use existing legislation for pressure vessels and all that sort of thing that enables you to go ahead open pit wise. But as soon as you go underground, there are complications. But we know that Hydrogen South Africa Infrastructure has already built a plant to show what the ventilation process could be like and how you could use hydrogen for mobility underground and how you could get oxygen for your ventilation, and it's all done. But for the legislation, they need to back up and help our economy to go, to make sure that people working underground can have much better conditions using our metals, our platinum group metals. So I think there's a focus that's needed.
And you mentioned Anglo American, and the company is set to demerge its South African thermal coal operations.
Yeah, and Anglo American needs to look at itself. When I look at Glencore, they capped what they're doing and they're below their cap, and they're saying we're not selling our coal assets, we're going to deplete them. And I think that's more controlled. Now what's happened is Anglo says, okay, no, we will demerge these coal assets. So they say, like Pontius Pilate, we're washing our hands off this now. It's no longer our, and we part of a first world listed in London. This is what they want. Oh, but you third world guys, okay, you can do what you like, almost. Because yesterday, with this demerger, it says there they can extend these coal assets. It doesn't say they have to cap anything. They can go well beyond 11 years. There's just nothing about it which indicates to you that climate change mitigation is important. You don't get that message at all. And when you question the people who are going to take over, they don't express any great concern around the E in ESG, which is the environmental. In fact, they refer to other things. They say there's a lot more in ESG. Of course there's a lot more, but what about the environmental? I'm asking, what are you doing about the E and ESG? And I'm not getting a proper reply. So I think that Anglo needs to look at this. Their shareholders need to look at it and say, brother, if you're going to take this, you've got to cap it. Or are you saying that, this little country in South Africa, who cares? No, the whole world is linked here. Or is it not? And I think that they need to re-look at what they're doing there with the demerging.
And lastly, tell us how South Africa could unlock its exploration potential.
They have to just not change the goalposts. What country puts something into law and then changes it and puts it in again and changes it? That is not right. So you've got to, it seems, if you want to really do this, the biggest thing is that your economic and fiscal regime must be put in place. And the regime is not that important. It's the stability of that regime and not changing the goalposts. And if you've got a reputation like South Africa has of changing the goalposts, how are you going to convince people now? And what they're saying is that, if you really guarantee that these goalposts are going to be kept in position, they are saying already, they're almost sure that people will come in and invest in the Witwatersrand Basin gold, because they know where the gold is. They just don't know how to get it economically. But if you guarantee a regime, a fiscal regime, an economic regime that they know is not going to change, you're probably going to see that they're going to get to this gold here. And that's just one thing. That's just one thing. If you look at our Northern Cape, it is magnificently endowed. There is so much base metal potential there. There is so much new era potential. There's critical metals there that we should be getting out. When you see the lithium price flying and you see all these prices really going up, you think, who must answer this here? Because the South African people are losing out.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.